Quiet on the set. There's still critics out there. I hope.
I can't find my feather duster.
There's a lot of costume changes. There are a lot of scene changes. There are something like 22 or 23 different scenes.
Production.
I've never done a harder show. Ever.
Oh, no, not Auntie Mame. Mary Ellen just has this fatalistic kind of view, like, it'll get done. You know, we'll be ready.
Please check your props right now. Whatever it is, whatever you bring on, make sure it's in your dressing room, make sure it's hung up. Check them right now.
No time to get nervous.
You take out all that nervous energy and just pushing things around.
Knocking things over most of the time, yeah.
It's been difficult. It's a really, really tough show. For all the props, the costumes, the extra things that you guys are doing for moving stuff, everything. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
There we were in the chorus. I was in the front line and Vera was behind me.
Behind you? If I'd been behind you, I'd have kicked you in the behind you.
It starts off as purely my vision of what it is I want. And they really give all of the directors that kind of freedom. As you are going through the process, of course, there are limitations. We had to cut a few set pieces that I wanted originally. We had to negotiate some props and some costume things. So it changes along the way. Most of that is you have to have a grand design that's too big and present it, and then you figure out what's important to you and what will really work and be practical about it, and then bring it down to that.
This is a list of every sound and lighting cue. 4 pages of detail.
21 scenes. Almost all of them have a set change. All of them have costume changes. In the book, it's directed that, wall panels should be reversed and, change of wallpaper and all of that. I just thought, I know that I won't have, 20 Teamsters coming in, and no fly space to drop, another set down in the middle of one. So I thought, well, I'll just have to go with something minimalist. So I talked to Mary Ellen about it, and we had some discussions about minimalist sets have been tried before, and people don't necessarily like them here at Granada. And part of that's because they always have such a beautiful set, so people feel shortchanged seeing black curtains instead of an actual, one-piece unified set. But for all of the changes that have to occur, I thought we just have to. And I don't think at this point that we've had really a negative reaction to it. And with the blue lights on, people see sets coming in and going off and going through the curtains and why it has to be like that. So we decided to do just a few major pieces. The staircase, of course, had to be one solid piece that was going to remain on the set. And I asked Mary Ellen, can we change out the railings? Because when Auntie Mame redecorates, she redecorates. So she said, sure. And they came up with 4 different sets of railings for me, built them. Bookshelves ended up getting put on wheels so that one side is a bookshelf and the other side is siding, so that we could move it in for the mansion outside the mansion at Peckerwood, and for the Upson patio. So we've just had a lot of individual pieces to build, and it's been challenging to get them so that they don't tip over, so that they're safe for the actors or safe for the set crew, and that they look good. And I think that Mary Ellen and the crew have just done a wonderful job.
Meant we had about 50 little pieces to put together like a jigsaw puzzle. So that's what we did. And we did everything from changing banisters to building doorways, which have to move, and making things work double purpose. This green curtain they had on the floor, and they were spraying it, and they were getting it too heavy in some places and too light in other places. So they folded it all up, and here they were all stomping around on the thing to make the dye go through. A major scary problem was getting a door that can open and close and yet move. And so they did get it so that you can move the door. They wanted it more movable, but we ended up having to put a pole behind it so it's one side of it is stationary. But that kept it standing and able to open and close the door.
They ring the doorbell.
How are you? Well, she has a little dressing room back here, and she has a little dressing room over there.
Yeah.
And down the back stairs here, they have little Christmas tree lights so that they can see their way down the stairs.
Lots of things here on the set do double duty. This has 2 benches underneath it that pull apart. So they support this. They also support the pyramids. They also support the Alp that comes in. What else do we use? Well, and it's also a bed. So we actually only have 2 real sofas, and then this one comes in many, many portions and sizes and designs. And offstage is what people don't see, is the nightmare of the logistics of where do you keep 2 sofas, a huge bench, a futon, numerous pillows, numerous paintings, 4 sets of railings for staircase, a desk, 2 sofa tables, and a Macy's counter and a bar and 3 other chairs. It's jam-packed, and we've had to do a lot of organizing to be able to get them on and off. Because I also, in designing this set or wanting it to be built this way, knew that the thing that would kill the show, it's already a long show, it would kill the show if we had people in the dark for 25 minutes of it, waiting for the scene to change.
And when we originally ran the show, beginning to end, it ran almost, I'd say 5 hours. We opened last night to our first live audience, and including intermission, we got the show down to 3 hours. So
Everybody pulled together, and at the last minute, we ended up with what I think is a pretty good show. I always have Norma. Even we made a rule. I made a rule several years ago that if even if Deborah was not in the show in any way, shape, or form, I still get Norma. Norma's my assistant, and she's great. She watches the book for me, so that as they are learning the lines, she corrects them. She reads for the people who, for some reason, can't be at a particular rehearsal. I don't usually work with an AD as such, and so she makes a very good replacement, and she's excellent at what she does. Deborah Lee Hall and Norma built and either made or got most of the Auntie Mame costumes. And then Ronnie Moscow stepped in and coordinated the rest of them, ordered the rental costumes that we've used for the riding habits and those kind of things. So that was just a tremendous help. Of course, Mary Ellen and her crew, and Bill with the lighting, Bill Hopkins, and Jerry's come in and worked a lot on the set. Milt came in and helped with things too. They have quite a few people. And then, like I said, the people who painted on the set, Josie and Pat and Rena, and they're all key people. And they all offer ideas, too, as we go along, as far as what they think something should be and what they would like to see. And so it allows them a chance to be creative, too. And then, of course, when we get into the production, I don't have anything to do with it, but then we have the wonderful people who manage the bar, the servers who come in, and people who come in, clean up between shows, clean up after shows, reset everything. It's really amazing how the whole organization works. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's opening night.
Woohoo!
I have a couple of notes for you to think about. First of all, for the sets, the bookcases are now on wheels. Still, move them very carefully. They also have a lip that sticks out on the bookshelf side. So I've turned the one so the siding is upstage, so you'll have to turn it around when you bring it out. It's been amazing that all of the things that happen here that come together. It's a theater where I don't actually have to build all the sets, and run the lights. I end up doing those kinds of things sometimes too, but it's not all on my shoulders. And wonderful group of people that come in and take care of all of these things, and it's just a really wonderful organization, and has been really good for allowing me to be creative, and also lets me work out my whole control freak issues.
Pay no attention to me. Don't anybody pay any attention to me at all.
As far as the actual show of directing people, telling people what you want from them as an actor, complete freedom on that. And so you just try to pull out the most that you possibly can from each of the actors, and try to get the best performance from each of them, and get it all to work as a team. Because even though it's Auntie Mame, and Auntie Mame is probably at least a third of the lines in the show, there are 39 other characters played by 18 other actors. And so it's very much like coaching a football team, where not everybody can be the quarterback, but everybody has to do their job to make the team win. And so we're given whatever freedom we need or deem necessary to have a good show, because that's what we're really trying to do, is make the best possible show, make people laugh, and turn off the outside world and just have a good time here.
Thank you for coming, sir. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Just remember the words.
I hope you enjoyed the show.
What little moonlight can do. Wait a while till a little moonlight comes peeping through. You're so you can't resist it, all you say when you have kissed him is ooh. Oh, what